Can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, perfect. So, welcome everyone. I think we can start now. My name is Daphne, and before we start with today's exercises, I will share with you some information about the project behind this webinar. It's called Chakras. It's a KA2 Erasmus Plus funded project that was developed in collaboration with partners from 4 countries: Greece, Italy, Romania, and Czech Republic. And the purpose was to design some tools to support youth and their educators on their well-being journey. So Chakras aims to help people, but also teachers and youth workers design tools to manage stress, build resilience, build healthier habits in their everyday life. And during this project, there was developed a booklet with some exercises and resources for educational reasons, but also an application that is called the Hope App. It is a free application, and inside you can find some exercises on different areas of well-being, like confidence, self-esteem, physical well-being, mental and emotional well-being. We will talk with more details about it later. And besides this digital output, the project also organized a series of workshops that happened here in Greece. And people from the partner countries met and tried all these tools that we are going to introduce to you today. And they shared some insights, some thoughts about it. And you can find the results of these projects also in the booklet. And finally, we have this series of webinars that today's webinar is also a part of. It's also there is a connection with the project Chakras, and the point is to share with the people according to their needs about these well-being tools and techniques. And today, this webinar is designed for young people, for students. We are going to share with you some insight on some techniques you can use to build some healthier habits and integrate them into your everyday lives in a practical and easy way. And I will pass the word to Nikos Angelos.
Thank you, Daphne. So we have prepared a small brainstorming session. We hope there will be more people, but we can still do it, I think. So the seminar focuses on building better relationships with ourselves and with others. And for this to happen, it's very important to be able to identify your needs. So this is the subject of our brainstorming. Because identifying your needs help you to build strong habits that promote your well-being, which is also a big part of what we learned in this process. In this brainstorming session, we will explore needs that you experience daily, whether they arise from within you or that they can be fulfilled from those around you. And there are two goals for this. The one goal is to identify the needs that you have in your daily life. And the second goal is to discuss strategies that you currently use and think it would be helpful to address these needs. To help you a bit, a need, how to identify a need from feeling. A need is like a tingling sensation or a longing or something that needs to be fulfilled. Like if someone if someone is hungry, it's a little bit of an irritating sensation. That's a need that has to be fulfilled. And that's different from a feeling. And the strategy is the tools that you use to fulfill the need. It's not the need itself, it's the way to fulfill. With those in mind, we can continue with our questions. The first question I want you to think about. Daphne will also open a whiteboard so you can write down your
if you can stop sharing because you have to, yeah.
um, okay. Mm, I have to stop sharing. Did
You're still sharing.
I'm still sharing. Okay.
Mhm.
A minute. Ah,
Okay.
okay. So the first question that we will start our brainstorming with is the needs you have from yourself. What do you feel you need to take care of yourself? This could include things like self-care routines, emotional recognition, or personal goals. The easiest thing is to write down the needs that you identify in yourself right now. And I will give you 2 minutes to do this. You can also use the whiteboard to write them down. So a new person joined right when we started. So if you have any questions, um, you can uh, you can ask. Feel free to ask. Welcome.
Sorry, should we just write down the need or also a possible strategy?
It's best to write down the need for now, and we will go to strategies later.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Do we need more time? Do you feel like you need more time, or we can go to the next question? Okay. So our next question is to identify what do I need from others. Like uh, to identify needs that I need someone else to help in order to fulfill them. I think I saw something relevant coming from the first exercise, but it's okay. It's okay. it's still valid. I will give you another couple of minutes. And don't decide to use more than one sticky note. And if someone doesn't know how to use the whiteboard that needs help, also we can help. For someone to find the post-it notes, they're on the left side of the screen, near the middle of the toolbar, like this. But you can also write. Okay, to wait more time, I think we're ready with the first part. Okay, and I see some needs that you wrote down on the whiteboard. And now I want us to think about the strategies. Strategy is the way that I find to fulfill a need. It's not the same thing. What strategies are you using to fulfill some of these needs? What are the tools or approaches that you think that could help you with some of those needs? For example, when I say you don't have to write it down, we can talk now. We can see the needs. Is it okay that I open the board again? I thought it would be nice if we can see it. Okay. For example, when I say I need clarity from others, probably a strategy to achieve that would be asking for, like, if I talk with a friend and I want more clarity about what they think, I could ask them to be more clear, or I could ask them, can you, like, can you really tell me what you think about this? Don't try to be too kind. I want to connect with you. That could be, for example. Does anyone want to try?
Yeah, I can try. I wrote down that it helps me if I'm around other people, and if I get appreciation or physical touch from time to time. And I think for being around other people, I could just ask for hanging out, or yeah, trying to engage in conversations. For getting appreciation, I actually don't know, because you cannot ask for it.
Do you think there is tools that could help you with that? Like, yes, directly asking. I understand it can be like I would wonder about this too. I wanted to feel appreciated. I think from my experience that if I needed to feel more appreciated in a relationship or a friendship, I would find a way to say it, like come forward and say, I need to feel like my time is more appreciated in our friendship. I like many things about it, but I felt like in this instance, um, we could have handled the time better and not cancelled, for example, last minute. And I would feel more appreciated if you gave me a notice, not a short time. Okay, Nahya. It's okay. We're on the first activity. We're on the brainstorming activity, and we talked about uh, our needs. What do I need from myself, and what do I need from others? Also, write if you want on the whiteboard. You have a little time. And now we are brainstorming about strategies to get those needs met. Strategy is the way to fulfill the need. The need is something that also feels physical. Um, Materialization, like a longing for something. And strategy is a way to fulfill. Uh, who else wants to discuss a strategy to fulfill their needs? Hmm. Okay, then if we're ready with this discussion, we can conclude the brainstorming here and we can go on to the next.
Thank you, Nikos. Can you hear me and see me because I had some network issues?
Yes, I can see you. I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, then if we start sharing the presentation again, I can start with the next exercise. Actually, we will talk about a goal setting tool that is called Smart Goals. Nico Aguila, can you share?
Yes, just a minute to close the white.
Yes, of course, thank you. Is everything fine?
I'm having a bit of trouble with closing the whiteboard still.
Okay, okay.
Can you press the X in the right upper corner? Because for me, there is an X in the corner of the whiteboard, but it says it can only be closed. Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was very helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Daphne, do you want to try to share the next part?
It's not possible for me now because I'm with my phone.
Okay,
Due to the network issues. So. So maybe I can start a little bit like slowly with some details until we have our presentation. Maybe you've heard of the SMART method. It's a goal setting tool. And actually, SMART is an acronym. Thank you for this. Each letter stands for one of the qualities that our goal should have in order to be practical and easily achievable. So the characteristics are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. I will give some details on that, but later I will give you some examples that we can be more on, and you can ask me some questions if there is something that you need. So to go to the first quality, specific, it's about your goal being clear and well-defined. So we should think when I want to do something, when I want to set a goal, as much as possible to go deeper into my thoughts and find what I want to do. Answering the questions who, what, where, when, and why can help me in that. Secondly, my goal should be measurable. This means that I should decide to have some criteria. It can be a number, a percentage, if we're talking about practical things, about work, but it can also be some feeling, maybe time, something that I can use as a criteria to measure and assess my progress. The next one, A, is achievable. Achievable means that that my goal is possible to achieve and it is attainable. That means that I have all the resources and the skills and time that I need to achieve my goal. And if I don't, what am I missing so I can find it? Next one is R, realistic. When it should be realistic means relevant to my life purpose, within reach. Again, according to my timetable and resources, it's really similar to the previous one, achievable. And the last one is time-bound, which is pretty clear. It means that we should have a deadline, a target date, because this creates the sense of urgency and motive. And we can go to an example to explain this information. For example, I would like to improve my physical health. I can do it in many ways. So I'm trying to make it as specific as possible. What does improve my physical health mean to me? For example, I would like to be able to run a marathon. So, for example, me, I am in Thessaloniki. I can try and find when or where is this marathon going to take place. I can do some research on how many kilometers is the marathon. If I want to race there, what is the time that I would aim to? For example, I can see that there is a 10-kilometer marathon in Thessaloniki, my city, so I make it specific. In March, so I make it time-bound. And I want to run the 10-kilometer one in less than an hour. From my research, I found that maybe 45 to 75 minutes for 10 kilometers is a doable pace for people with proper training. So it's also achievable. And it can also be realistic because from here to March, I have 4 or 5 months. I can do training. My program gives me the time to train maybe 3 or 4 times a week, which is a good pace. So it is a realistic one because I can give the time and achieve my goal. So if we go to the next example, if I want to do, for example, to improve my mental health, well-being, I can do it again in several ways. Maybe I can take tech breaks. This is actually one of the exercises that is inside the Hope application and that I tried personally some time ago. You can build some steps and decide to do some things into your day to take your tech breaks in a practical way, because we all know that we also need technology for work or for universities or to communicate with people. So for example, I can find some time inside my day that I know that there is not something urgent to be done, so I can take this time for myself and do tech-free exercises. Or maybe when I study, I can take every half an hour a 5-minute break to move around the office, to do something else, to not look at my mobile phone. And another number of things that maybe suit myself best. But the point is to identify your needs. We go to the previous step, to identify my needs, identify my resources, what I can actually do with the time and the skills that I have, and plan with small steps my way into my goal. Usually they say that every step of the process should have a duration of around half an hour. Maybe it's not always possible to just be half an hour, but the idea is that it is reachable and achievable quite easily. So you stay motivated and you grow along the path. Are there any questions? Okay. We will have some more time also for questions in the end. But if we don't have now, we can proceed with the Hope Up presentation. So if you want, you can scan the QR now. So while I explain, you can go through the application on your phones, but also there is a video afterwards. So if you don't want to scan it, it is fine. So the application is an application designed as part of the Chakras project, as I told you before. And it was created to help individuals, especially young people, to develop healthier routines and achieve a balanced lifestyle. by building habits. Building, it means that there is a gradual growth pattern into the exercises through small achievable steps that come from non-formal education. We try to create some new habits and integrate them into our daily lives. Hope combines tools for physical, emotional, and mental well-being, and it makes self-care accessible and sustainable. So the app is, if we can go to the video, you can see how it works. The app, you can create your profile, and then there is a number of exercises on different issues, different topics like self-esteem, self-care. You can see some on your screen, and you can choose one, and there are different exercises in it. And again, you can choose one. You can see the description. There is some extra link that will give you some information. You can choose the difficulty, and then you start with putting a reminder so that you can remember every day to do your small exercise, and you can also write something for yourself. In this way, you stay motivated and you learn about new techniques on how to manage stress, improve sleep quality, and generally build healthy habits. Also, as you can see, the application offers tools to track your routines and emotional well-being process over time. There is also a part that it is about journaling. You can write what you felt that day, what happened to you, so you can track your process, and in this way maybe identify some patterns that you have into your everyday lives, and see if it helps you or not, so to keep them or not. And of course, there is also the part where you can share some, because there was a create experience button where you can share some of your practices with other people. You fill a form and you share with us and with the community of the application about what helps you, and maybe this could help also another person. But generally, in any way you want to use the application, you can also just have it as a way when you feel like, or when you need some extra support, you can go in the application. You can use it just as a library to get some idea or a tip for immediate action on anything you want, like stress management, as we said, or maybe physical health tips. And that's it for the application. Do you maybe have any questions about that? The application is free. I don't know if I mentioned it before. You can still scan the QR code to check if you want later, maybe. If you have any questions, you can go for it.
Daphne, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
You said that if someone has an activity, the app, that they can somehow use the app to message the creators and also the community.
Yeah.
I think the community is not created yet, but the creators are still adding exercise to the app. So if you have a good idea, they will check your idea and maybe you see it on an activity on the app. Is that right? Do I remember right?
Yeah. I meant share with the community. I meant with I mean, if I share an exercise, then you can also see it. I mean, if the creators assess it and they put it in the application, then you can also see it as a user of the app. Because the idea, yeah, it is that we want also to create a part of community where people can also exchange ideas and chat with each other, but this is not yet created. Yeah.
It should be.
It will happen. Some other questions? Then maybe we continue with Nikos Angelos, who wants to share some info about the Erasmus Plus opportunities.
Yes, I will give you a quick introduction to Erasmus Plus opportunities, because also our project was part of this, and it's a great opportunity to learn new things, to visit other countries. So Erasmus Plus 2021-2027 is a European Union program for the fields of education, training, youth and sport. Erasmus Plus is open to all, with focus on people with opportunities, like people who come from disadvantaged backgrounds, from rural areas, people with disabilities, but not limited to them. And taking part in Erasmus projects is free. You take part in the program, and then the cost is reimbursed. You also have some dissemination activities. Where to apply? I will give you more info in the end of the presentation. Where to apply? You can find the programs in Facebook groups. You can find in the Salto platform and in the European Youth Portal. The European Youth Portal has all the info that I will share with you about Erasmus Plus and even more. So if you want, you can check it later. For Greece, there is a Facebook group for Greek participants, Erasmus Plus for Greek participants, where organizations post their invitations and their info back for the programs. Also, if you're a part of an organization, they will also invite you to take part, and then they make a selection. And if you're chosen, you will go on the program. Main objectives of Erasmus Plus are that it supports the mobility of people abroad to study, work, and teach, and also to train and develop qualifications and skills that they will help them later in their career or in youth work. It supports the cooperation between organizations and institutions. And the aim is to address important issues, develop partnerships, and share innovative practices. It can also support policy reforms. It strengthens the cooperation between organizations for the exchange of practices and the development of innovative actions. So you have a lot to learn to advance your knowledge on how you run things for organization. And also, we use informal and non-formal learning methods that equip young people with qualification skills, and that can also make them more helpful for society. But also, it's fun to learn. You can use it on your job. Now, what I want to share, there is two kinds of opportunities. There are the youth experiences and the training courses. To take part in a training course, you have to be preferably between 18 to 30, but you have to be, you can be more than 30 if you're a group leader. You can still participate. In the exchange, I think there's no limit for the age of participants. Correct me if I'm wrong. Also, you need some kind of health insurance, and people usually get the European Union insurance card. So you have to have valid health insurance to travel. And also you have to take part of the whole activity for the length of days that lasts. And you have after to do a dissemination activity. That is like this workshop. It's it's a nice opportunity to remember what you learned and to let other people know. And so it's a free opportunity to see other countries, and you get the money from the tickets back. Is anything that I forgot? If you have any questions. Okay. So we can move on to questions and answers for the whole webinar. If someone wants to ask anything, has something they didn't quite understand, wants more info on something.
Okay. Maybe I can tell you about, I shared a link on the chat. It's a feedback form for this webinar. First of all, thank you very much for being here. It takes 3 to 7 minutes. It could really help us if you could fill it. You can find it in the chat. And again, if you have some questions, we have 2-3 minutes more.
Yes, we have some time.
So you can start if you want filling the feedback form, but we're here also for your questions. Thank you for participating, Nakia. So you have a great evening as well. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
Thank you. So enjoy the rest of your day, and yeah, that's it.
Hope to see you in an Erasmus project, maybe.
Of course. Thank you.
Thank you.
Καλή συνέχεια.
Bye.
Bye.